We are just hearing more and more of this. It's crazy.
This is the second one in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Now, we don't really know what happened at the holiday park, but what I would like to ask you is, both of you, I mean, Ira, you deal with a lot of rescue dogs. Scott, being a veterinarian, blunt question, is it the dog's fault or is it the owner's fault?
I personally think that it's irresponsible owners. So, unfortunately, I work in a rescue charity and we take hundreds of calls a week from people that no longer want their dogs. They may have picked the dog up for free online. There's no history of that dog. And when there is a problem, they don't want to take responsibility and will abandon that dog. Dogs need training. You know, you can't just get a dog and expect it to do what you think it's going to do.
So that's a problem in itself, that people are giving dogs away for free.
Online, you can pick up a dog online for free. There's no, you know, if you buy a car, at least there's an MOT or something, but you can just pick up a dog.
And you have to have a driving licence to drive a car. You don't need a licence to get a dog.
Totally that. Well, your rehoming charity, you work with local authorities, and in a year you rehome around between 300 and 400 dogs. That is a lot.
That's a lot, and 75% of those dogs will be Staffordshire Bull Terrier and Terrier crosses.
Right.
So the percentage of them are OK, but of course we put them through an assessment before we hand them out. So there's some testing, and we also assess the people that are taking the dogs.
Is a Staffordshire Bull Terrier a dangerous breed?
No, I don't think any dog can be dangerous, but obviously the bite of a Staffordshire or a large breed, once you get to dogs that are 20 and 25 kilos over, the bite is going to be more dangerous than the same bite of a Chihuahua, let's say.
Right.
So would you say that I mean, we've got a Staffy right here. Look at this one.
Look how
adorable. Now,
So
even when I would Abby, correct?
Abby.
When I approached Abby, I asked you first, is she okay?
Yeah.
I gave my hand down to let her smell and sniff it. However, yesterday, I approached a gentleman who was walking a Staffy, and I actually said the same thing, but he held the dog back and said she can be a little nervous.
Yep.
As long as I'm with her, she's okay. So I was really cautious about it. Is it important for people who have dogs? I mean, I have 3 dogs myself. I tell my great nieces and nephews, always be careful of the dogs, and I would never leave them alone in a room.
Yeah, do not leave dogs
by
alone with
themselves.
children.
That is it's a
100%.
A given.
Totally.
You know, I've got kids. I know you've got young children as well. You've got a dog. You've got 3. I've got 2. Ira's got 1. So we are dog owners. So we potentially have more awareness about how we approach other people's dogs and how we do that carefully, especially with our children in mind.
Yeah.
But my feeling is you never should leave a dog alone with children, ever. It doesn't matter how nice you think your dog is. I feel like people need to really focus their minds and understand that dogs can behave like weapons. If you have a dog in a living room, like my children, I've got a 9-year-old, so that's why my heart massively went out to this family.
Oh, it's just awful.
It's
just
awful.
Unimaginable.
But to think that I've got 3 and my youngest has just started crawling today, and to think that she could go over and grab one of the dogs. I've got a 13-year-old dog. She can be a bit grumpy because she's 13, and she's a bit blind. She can't hear very well. So sometimes she might react in a way that is unpredictable. And children are also unpredictable. So there's just too many variables in that situation. And what we do is when we're not in the room, the dogs come out and they go in their own beds. Because people need to think of them. They're weapons. They can hurt people. You wouldn't leave a knife or a gun on a living room table and leave the room.
No.
And we all love our dogs.
With kids in the room.
Exactly. We all love our dogs, but you need to know that they can injure people. And this dog, the extreme nature of this injury is really does need to make people think.
But also we have no history. We don't know how long those people have had that dog.
Yeah.
You know, there's no history on that particular dog.
Well, what do you think the solution is for you guys personally? I mean, I think that there should be a licensing thing for people to own dogs.
It's all too easy.
It's too easy to get a dog.
I'd like to see dogs not being advertised for free or for sale. That's a separate ethic, but given away for free online. There's free advertising sites where you can just ring up and pick a dog up. No questions asked. That dog may have a previous bite history. As, you know, we're trying to prevent Facebook and, you know, other social websites from not doing stuff. They should be the same with animals.
Scott, what's the 2006 Animal Welfare Act when it was introduced? And it's, you know, it's making people more responsible for their domestic animals, but it doesn't seem like people are doing much about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was the government spokesman for the Animal Welfare Bill that became the Act. And basically, it instills a duty of care on owners of animals.
Yeah.
So before you could go, oh, wow, a dog? I didn't realise it needed to be fed, did it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Now you can't plead ignorance. But actually, it's the Dangerous Dogs Act, which came in 1991, which is the one that says that your dog needs to be under control, that it's not allowed to bite or even worry someone is enough for that to kick in and have legal consequences. And actually, even in 2014, it was amended to be that your dog can't even attack someone in your own house.
Yeah.
Unless it's an intruder, you might be okay, but everything else, that will be a problem.
Yeah.
And so I think it has to be a change in legislation and the possibility that we should licence dog owners.
Well, as I said at the start of the chat, we are just hearing more and more of it.
Well, we have to say no to so many people. As a rehoming charity, and I'm sure I can speak for most of the rehoming charities because we all have similar policies, we have to say no to so many people who want dogs.
It's going to be a controversial subject, but once we find out more about what happened, maybe we can have you guys back and we can discuss more about the
I'd
solutions.
like to just say quickly, the overriding thing is that Staffordshire Bull Terriers and Bull Terrier breeds are not the enemy.
Yeah.
No.
It's individuals, not the breed. They're lovely.
Well, thank you both very
As you
much.
can see.
She's beautiful. She is. Ever so
Docile, but always be careful.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.